Okay. Word up. Okay, so now, this is gonna be fun. We're going to talk about how to get people into comics. We talked about last 2 weeks?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. We talked about why people get out of reading comics.
Sure, we did.
We're going to talk about how you get people into reading comics. And I gave a mention on my Instagram page. I did a question. And my question was, what are some ways that you know have worked to get members into reading comics? What are some of the things like off the cuff, Ryan, that you kind of just know to be true, working in comics now, but also, you know, in the past, because you've been into comics for a long time,
right,
doing recommendations. Like, what's worked in the past for you?
Small stuff, right? You don't want to jump anybody down a giant 300 million plus issue Batman rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a much better chance of getting through to somebody who has never read a comic before, probably because they don't want to read a bunch of superhero stuff. You got a better chance getting them into it with something, I would say, like Nice House on the Lake.
Right.
Something a little more unique. Maybe horror flavored even, if you know exactly what kind of stuff they're into.
I think that's a good way to go about it. Something that I've recommended in the past is non-superhero stuff. A lot of people have a misconception when they're not already into comic books that comic books are only Batman and Spider-Man.
Right.
You know? And although those are both excellent titles to read, and I recommend them, we actually recommended both of those titles today. But getting someone who's not really into superhero stuff into comic books through superheroes is not the best way to go.
Nope.
There's a lot of better stuff to do. There's actually better, like, honestly, there's some superhero narratives that are like very light on the super and more on something else. Like Sandman, for example. Sandman's filled with DC characters. Constantine's in Sandman. Yeah, dude,
I didn't know that.
Damn it, Ryan.
Still don't want to read Sandman.
Because it's trash.
Come on, Ryan.
Because it's trash. Thank you. Yes.
No. That was a trash
Frank.
to you. That's typically my wah button. What else do I got on here? Oh, I know what I got on here. Never mind. I know it's Gem Mint.
It's your boy Gem Mint.
I wonder if he's gonna like that one.
Why not? He's here.
Because he doesn't say that anymore in his videos, but
it's true.
But it's Gem.
That's what I say whenever.
Hey, where are you getting a podcast with Gem Mint on the damn soundboard?
Hopefully, no.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Let us know in the comments if anybody else has a Gem Mint soundboard.
Come on, comic fam. No. So, we're chatting about reading comic books. So, here we go. This is actually some comments from the community. Let's show some advice, some things that they've said works for them. Fat Dad Comics 81 says, tie them up, blindfold them, and drag them to your local LCS. Repeat till they have 15 long boxes. All right. So here's the thing. We don't condone any kidnapping because that is illegal.
Pretty sure that's correct.
And it's wrong. Ethically, not cool with that. Probably should have said that in reverse.
Right.
But
if it was legal and not ethically bad, then maybe
can you imagine if kidnapping was kind of like a fun thing? Like it's okay to kidnap people? No, I don't really want to say that. All right, okay.
Let's the rest of that conversation.
No. But all right, funny comment. But yeah, getting them to an LCS. Absolutely. That's a good way to get people into comic books. Let them see things with their eyes, right? You know, maybe they get inspired.
Just blindfold them in the car. You know, you don't have to tie them up. But once you get to the LCS, you're like, surprise, we're here.
We're here.
Like, you can't not go in.
Mr. Geeks said, sharing passion with others and talking about a series you like. This is an excellent recommendation from Mr. Geeks because this is actually like the root of I think our poll section where we talk about comics that we want to just chat about with the community. I have hair on my face, keep touching it. One of the things that happens is like the goal was never really to be like, we need to tell these people about certain comic books. We tried that. Infinity Gauntlet, for example.
We did.
Hey, do we think the community would...
Probably won't have time for that clip today, by the way.
We'll do that next time.
Some other time.
Oh, we shouldn't, though. We'll keep it going, dude.
It's relevant.
We're good. We can probably finish this up. You guys stick with us. Hit some likes. Tell me in the chat how we're doing so far. I'm already losing it. I start coasting a little bit. I need to get the energy up.
You never not have energy, dude.
Dude, it's tough, man. We're going for like 2 hours, man. I'm starting to sweat. I got to make
really
the trending video still. Comment fam. I'll be up till like 2 in the morning for you guys. Can you stay with me all the way through
We
this.
want to show you a clip of an old video we made.
We'll get to it. We'll
many
get to
moons
it.
ago.
Maybe we'll do it after this. We'll do it after this. Screw
Later
it.
on.
We'll do it. I have stuff I want to do. We're going to do it. Okay. We're going to do it. Okay. So here we go. Sharing passion with others and talking about series you like. That's kind of like the root of our polls video. That's like what it became. We tried just going, well, we think the people want this.
You need to read this.
You need to read Infinity Gauntlet, right? There's a movie. But then it's like, man, no, like, it's kind of like forced.
It's a little
passion.
dry.
It's
I
dry.
liked doing those, but they were kind of slow and boring and dry, and nobody watched. But we didn't have a lot of people then anyway. So
Well, what I realized is that you come over and it's like you have to read this book because we're doing a series on these books, and we like came up with this arbitrary rule that we got to do a certain thing. But before we did that, you'd be like, "Yo, you ever read this book?" "Yeah, dude, I read that book," and we have a conversation. And that conversation to me was more interesting, and that's what kind of like formed a lot of our shows together, because like these are conversations we would have with the cameras on or off.
good point.
Sometimes more vulgar,
Maybe
you know. Sometimes more silly.
kidnapping stories.
Yeah, you know, maybe we would have kept going on that for fun. But, you know,
Just for
'cause
fun.
For improv's sake.
Not for profit.
improv, you know?
Sometimes you kidnap people for profit, though.
Yeah, we do. We saw the
Ransom.
freaking snatch, dude.
Right?
That's no good, brother.
Get the hair. You get some good hair.
You get some good hair. Oh, my God.
Gonna shut this stream down. Maybe I get delirious. The longer it gets.
Oh, my gosh, Ryan.
Ugh.
Oh, my gosh. If members start going missing and then hair starts coming up, I'm going to you, dude.
Everyone gets recovered, but they're all
Ryan's
bald.
like- they're all bald.
Wonder what happened to them.
What happened to Ryan? Oh, that's terrible, Ryan. But okay, but for real
Moving
though,
on.
sharing passions with others and talking about a series you like, that's a great way to get people into comics, because sometimes people will read a comic and they're like, I don't know what I just read. And you gotta break it down. You gotta be like, look at the art. This is the thing you didn't realize. Look at the way the narrative formed. Did you see it? Did you see how this surprised you in a certain way? Because that's what really got me here. And I know I'm kind of like talking as if I was like a freaking child or something. But before you get down to like breaking down a book to someone, just in the excitement of why you liked it on the surface, that's the best way. Communicate how you feel about it. Then they'll go into it going, oh, well, this made them laugh.
The passion comes through.
The passion comes through. You get what I'm saying, comic fam?
Hopefully.
I hope they do.
Saying a lot.
I'm saying a lot of things. Who knows what I'm saying, man? All right. X Nerdy Things SX says, I give Bone Volume 1 to every baby friend I have.
To every baby my friends have.
To every baby my friends have.
Every baby friend I have.
Every baby friend.
How many baby friends do you know? I got like
That's kind of a funny way to like, it's like you make friends by
They
meeting
all have
people.
kids.
They have kids. So your
So many of my
their
friends have
kids are friends. So you have a baby friend.
Oh. Okay.
See what I'm
That's
saying?
you
So
meant.
my baby friend.
You don't just know a lot of toddlers, you know?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
Actually, one of my friends just had a kid. So shout out Felipe.
I guess you got to get them bones.
I gotta get him some Bone. But you know, for real though, Bone is a comic book that I read, and I actually like learned how to read with Bone. My dad read Bone to me. That right
a lot.
behind you, that's not the guy exactly.
This guy, you cannot
There's
see
another
him.
one. There's another one somewhere. It's not in this room, but that's one of the two statues. Some of the oldest things I own. You can show that. Yeah, watch Ryan
Watch me break this.
drop it.
I break every
It's okay,
statue
man,
I
because
touch here.
I give it to Slav and he re-glues it back if something happens.
That's
Of
helpful.
but Bone means a lot to me. It's one of those ones where it's like I don't even want to reread it because I put it on such a pedestal, and I know it's good,
Right.
but I put it on such a pedestal that I don't want to reread it again, just in the off chance that it's not as good as I think, because I think it's amazing. But Bone taught me a lot about reading because I don't know, I don't have the patience for reading in general.
Like
I'll-
novels?
Like novels. Like I'll read something, I'll forget what I read. And then I'm reading the same page over and over again. And it happened all through school. It still happens to me in my adult years. I just don't have that brain. And I realized it when I was young. It was like a struggle growing up with school and
Getting real
my-
today.
Oh, dude, it was not good, man. Like a lot of like tough
Too
family
busy
things.
doing Power
and
Rangers
stuff.
moves in the living room.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Flip it
like
on couch
exactly. I
cushions.
probably got hit in the head a couple too many times playing Power Rangers. You know,
That's what it is.
But my dad was able to like help teach me how to read with Bone and a handful of other comic books. JLA, you know, going camping, reading JLA. Dude, my dad was
Nerd.
dope. He's a really cool dude. But anyways, Bone is a great example of one that you know, get them while they're young. You know, like you get them
what I
into it. It's good stuff, man. All right, this next one here. Tell them it's cheaper than Funko Pops. I love this comment Because
read a
comics,
Funko Pop.
yeah, you can't read a Funko Pop. I have nothing against Funko Pops. I typically have at least one up. I don't have one in the moment on the set, but I dig Funkos, all right? But Funkos are like $15.
Really?
You can get a graphic for that amount, man.
I haven't really bought a Funko.
You can get 2 graphics. You can get 3 if you go digital.
Yeah.
You know?
Different feeling, though. You don't get the bookshelf factor.
I know.
That's a whole nother
but if
story.
you want a comic book, you know, you're paying $4 through Scout Comics or $5. You know? It's more affordable. I like the comment. Thank you for reading it.
You can't read a Funko Pop.
Or
That's what I
thank you
always say.
for commenting it. Okay, so something weird here. This is kind of funny. We had like 30 people participate in comments, and we had like at least 7 people comment a different version of this that I'm about to read. Ice Cream Man and Fathers? I don't know what Fathers means.
You're adding the man, dude. It just says ice cream.
Excuse me. Yeah, okay, good point. Good point.
Ice cream and fathers.
Don't know what that means. But then I'm like,
That's weird. Moving on.
Ice Cream Twirls and Godzilla. Okay.
Maybe these are like autocorrect issues.
Well, then there's a third one. Give them ice cream.
Ice cream.
So unless there's another title besides Ice Cream Man that has ice cream in the title that I'm not aware of right now.
That is a good book to give to people. I mean, I sold Ice Cream Man Volume 1 at the shop the other day, which was one of the best moments of my entire life.
Dude, I have bought Ice Cream Man Volume 1 for like 4 different people already.
It's a solid book to give to somebody if you're actually trying to get someone new into comics. Ice Cream Man is not a bad way to go.
It's another one of those brains.
Hopefully
in the
that's
comic
what people
space.
meant in this response.
I think. By the way, that's why I think they said ice cream, and there's more comics.
Ice cream is really good. Maybe they just...
Ice cream is good, but on the same level. Okay, for real, Maxwell Prince is on that same type of wavelength reality. I don't know. He's in just a different mindset than us, like civilians out here in the non-writing game.
Yeah.
He's there with James Tynion. That dude, his
Different ideas.
brain, it works in a weird way. He writes some of the craziest stuff. Okay.
He got an easy out though. His book is an anthology, so every issue he could just stay on the same book but tell all these different stories.
Just wait, dude, because he'll write. I bet he's probably got something cooking. He's gonna write something.
Ha-Ha's almost over, so who knows what's next. We didn't even talk about Ha-Ha. We never talked.
You wanna know something about cool with Maxwell Prince?
Hmm.
Because like you read these books and it's like freaking weird as hell. And you're like, man, how does he think about that? A whole comic book that takes place during the time that someone commits suicide, jumping off a giant building at their workplace, and it ends by the splat, and everything happens while he's falling
He
down.
sees all these weird things in the windows as he's falling. It's a really weird.
Writing comic books backwards and forwards, like
Yeah.
making you think about life and death and your place in the world. And it's like, man, this guy's got like the strangest mind. You go onto his Instagram, he's like a family dude.
That's
He's just
always
like
how it is.
yeah, pictures with his kids reading
I
Dr.
saw a picture
Seuss.
of James Tynion recently for the first time.
Yeah?
He's like the most normal looking guy in the world. And I always expect them to be like freaky troll monsters, people who write scary stories.
Nah, dude.
They're always the normal ones, which is, that's who you got to look out
I kind of feel like you and James kind of look alike.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Maybe I am.
You want to know something really weird?
No? Yes.
Maxwell Prince and Nate, our graphic designer, look so much alike.
Maybe we just all
It
pulled a
is
switcheroo on you.
Insane. Insane. All right, keep it going. Keep it going.
Keep it
here.
going, please.
Or keep it going. Okay, we have. Let's
Now
see
I want
here.
ice cream, though.
Yeah, I do want ice cream. I'm freaking hungry, dude. Sarah Art 68's response: graphic novels, mangas first. It's a larger comic form, and get them in first with the larger comic form. This is a good recommendation here.
I have not had success trying to give people single issues of comics. It's
Doesn't really
best to
work
give
well.
them a trade, graphic novel, something hardcover, something collected. It's not a commitment. You read it, you get the whole story. You like it, you don't like it, you move on. You're not signing up for a commitment, which is one of the biggest obstacles to getting into comics.
Absolutely. Graphic novel's the way to go. Get them the whole story so they don't have to hunt for it. Comic book can be read pretty damn quick, and if they're not like really into it, and sometimes it takes more than one issue to take off.
Yep.
So better to get them more than one thing, or give them a batch of comics. Give them like a couple, like 1, 2, 3, and 4 instead of.
Plus, I don't want people to mess up my single issues. I'm not going to loan those to friends of mine. I'm going to give them a trade.
I thought this one be an interesting one. Investment from Comic Geek Manias. This is a good comment though, because in response to like getting people into comic books, it's very real. There's people who are like first looking to collect, put their money in comic books, and then they get into the reading. Then they get into the artists. Then they get into the writers. It's a thing. Whether you like it or not, it's a thing. It's a thing. as Frank would say.
Because it's trash.
That, yeah.
No, it's
Just
not
like he
relevant,
says.
but it's a thing Frank says.
It's
a
a button worth pushing.
Doesn't he, like, what does he do? He flushes his shoes and clothes down the toilet. Gives me control.
No, it does. That's okay.
It's a thing.
Sure. I mean, investment, like, you got all these people talking now. You tried explaining to me what an NFT was once, and I got real confused. And, like, everyone's jumping all down in the stock market with their stimulus money, and people are investing in different things all over the place.
True.
Comics make a lot more sense to me, at least me personally, because I understand, the ins and outs a little more of comic books than I do of the stock market. I still don't know what the hell an NFT is, and I'm not even going to try anymore. I'm just going to skip all that. Comics make more sense.
Comics make more sense. But sometimes speaking to the collector is the way to go. It doesn't always have to be about money in particular. Sometimes it's about like the keywordiness that like makes it a little bit more special, which we'll get into that because there's actually a comment here pretty soon. But not before we show you. We just chatted about him, Nate. Right? Nate Dogg. But not that Nate Dogg. We're talking about Nate
We're not friends
Johnson. With him. If you remember the Mystery Mail Call, you know who Nate Johnson is.
Got several prints from him.
He got a ton of prints from him because he's freaking awesome. The dude is an homage maniac.
Shout out.
But he had this comment to say about, basically we posed the question, how do you get people into reading comics? It's a major question.
There's so many different answers, so many interesting answers that we
Can
got.
you imagine? This is like what Marvel and DC and Image and all these.
I'm sure they're all going to be watching this with taking notes on everything everyone's saying in the comic fam.
Absolutely. And I got to take a picture of Butch sleeping on a comic book right now because it's so freaking cute. Got him.
He's being adorable.
They think about this all the time. You got to imagine. And Nate, I think he had the answer. And I can't believe we never thought about it ourselves. He's so astute.
How do you get people into comics?
Timothy Oliphant.
What?
He said Timothy Oliphant. That's what he said. He's a member of my team. He's trying to provide some really, really valuable insight for our podcast today.
He is a very handsome man.
I mean,
Nate Johnson is a handsome man too.
To be fair, Timothy Oliphant is extremely good looking.
Yes.
This is a handsome man. And
shout out Bullock.
Freaking Bullock, dude.
Yeah, freaking Bullock, as they say.
I would say something else, but I'm not going to say it.
It's a family show.
Family show, comic fam. But Timothy Oliphant is the freaking man. I love this dude. He plays Bullock in Deadwood, one of the best shows ever made.
Right.
He also plays sheriff because
I don't remember. Yeah, I never saw Justified.
You never saw Justified, but he plays.
Out.
Yeah, he was also a sheriff in Justified, and he also plays someone else very important. Danny Cordray, baby.
There you go.
There he is. Look at that smile.
Look at him. Oof.
That's right. He is the.
Can we just make this like the Timothy Oliphant hour of the show?
We can probably keep going. There's going to be some people in the community who know what we're talking about who are just fans of Timothy Oliphant.
That's a great answer from Nate. I don't see how it relates to comics.
I'm still confused, but maybe that's the answer. I don't know. All right, here's another one. We have a comment from, who's that from?
Albie _0925.
You like Marvel movies, I can't read today. You like Marvel movies? You a comic fan.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. And that's actually a good point. Like, if someone's into, that's something that's happened in my own family where they're like, oh, this person, like my nephew, didn't know he liked drawing. No one in the family knew he liked drawing. No one in the family knew he was kind of geeky. And in like our way, like into comic books kind of stuff. Because he's not into comic books. He doesn't own any comic books.
Right.
But his mom hits me up and sends me pictures of his drawing. He's drawing Batman Who Laughs. For whatever reason.
Not what I thought you were going to say.
Batman Who Laughs.
How old is he?
I think he's like 13.
Oh, okay.
Like he just started getting into certain
I thought you meant he was
characters.
drawing with crayons and he's like 4 or something.
No, not my baby friend. No.
One of your baby friends.
It's one of my baby friends. No. This is like as a younger nephew. And he likes Batman Who Laughs, but he's never read anything. And I'm like, dude, I'll hook you up with some Batman Who Laughs. I went to the store and got him some, Awesome stuff. Here's Scott Snyder. Here's some other things. You'll like this. You like Batman on the movie, you're going to like Batman in the comic books. And
right.
It worked. And he's so stoked. And it's something really special getting someone younger into comics because to them, it's like, where do you get this?
Yeah, people don't know.
Mind blown, It's good stuff.
I have a lot of people who say, I only like the movies. I specifically don't like comics. I'm not a nerd because I only like the movies.
It's like, just wait.
Just
try it a little bit. Get them like, You know, it's like really good is like Ant-Man. I love giving Ant-Man
Second Chance Man?
Second Chance Man. I love giving that to people because it's so fun and it's so funny. And Taskmaster is so damn cool in that. And yeah, man, it's such a good read for. Like, it's making me happy just thinking about that.
I
damn
only
book.
read that because of this show.
There you go.
That we don't even do anymore. But yeah.
There we go. Maybe we'll have to bring it back. This is from Heron Heavens over on IG. Tell them their favorite TV show has a 99% chance that's based on a graphic novel.
Friends?
For real.
Based on the graphic novel.
It's Friends based off a graphic novel.
You don't even know, man.
How come there's no Friends comic book?
Right? Let's petition Warner Brothers. I believe they are now owners of Friends. So we could get a Black Label Friends comic.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. We need to make a Friends comic book.
Right?
That's amazing. That's a great idea, dude. Just
what
like
other shows are based on comics that you know?
there's a lot, man. Everything that's ever been optioned from a comic book is based on, Umbrella Academy was fantastic. Sweet Tooth, shout out all these people who just started getting into Sweet Tooth now. There's a lot of new people getting into comics.
I'm trying to think of more shows as a joke.
Jupiter's Legacy.
But like
Every Marvel movie.
Even shows like they have made comics based on shows like Buffy or Rick and Morty or Simpsons. I was trying to think of other.
It goes both ways though.
Exactly. It's a revolving door.
Buffy continued in comic books.
Right.
Rick and Morty started getting popping in comic books because of the show.
Exactly.
You know what? I feel like there's so much more to be said about this one, but it kind of goes without saying. If they have an interest in something in the mainstream, it's probably a damn comic book and they're going to like it. Or they may like it better, because how often is it happening better in the comic book?
Most times.
Most times. J.R. Wood's response said, buy them a minor key that you both share a mutual interest in a character.
It's a good gift.
I like that one. Thanks, J.R. Woods. I like that as a extending the olive branch, right? You're trying to get them a taste of the collectible, get them a taste of why it's special to you. And you can do that through providing an added layer of significance to a comic book because, hey, this not only means something to me, take care of it because it should mean something to you because there's a cool moment in here. And it doesn't have to be a big moment. It could be a $10 key. It could be a $5 key. It could be something that you think is a key but isn't really a key. It's a cool thing to do. And I've seen it take place where that person looks at that item differently and they take care of that comic differently. They preserve it in a way that they probably wouldn't have prior to you letting them know.
Right. I had a friend I used to work with and she really liked Poison Ivy, but she's never read comics before, and I'm not going to buy that book. That's an investment.
Right.
Get something. Find out what people like. Maybe they like stuff without having any comic knowledge, and take a chance.